Hey everyone, welcome back to another Dofus video. My name is Caleb from Caleb's Chill Gaming YouTube. What we're going to look at today is how to make karmas on the lower level, so probably from level 10 to level 30ish. This video is inspired by Benjamin, who's done a video on this already, and what I've done is sort of put my own little twist on it and see how we go. So I've actually already recorded this video and then I realized my microphone was muted on OBS, so that was quite annoying, but we'll try and get through this as quick as we can. So first step, what we've done is we've gone into the encyclopedia and I've taken down the monsters from Astrub City, Fields, Forest and Rocky Inlet, and I've written down each of the monsters that we can kill which are relevant. Acorn we've left out because he is a quest monster, and these other ones we've left out because they're not really relevant. So after we've written down each of the monsters, we write down their drops. So the ones in the blue are either quest items or I think hunting items, profession items. We've also left out the item drops because they're quite useless and people don't really buy them too often, so I've left them out. So that leaves us with the blue Piwis feather and sesame seeds. So what I've done is, you can notice here under it says category weight average price base acquisition is 100%. So in every fight that you fight against a Piwis, you're guaranteed a drop of a Piwis feather. That's just how the Piwis work. But that's not the case with all the monsters. Say like a demonic rose. The demonic rose petal drops 46% of the time. The acquisition, prospecting plus idols, you can see mine's at 69% because I'm chance, which gives me extra prospecting. But I've just done the gone off the base acquisition because not everyone's going to have that much chance. So the first step we did was write down all these monsters that we can fight and their drops. So there's quite a few you can see here in the fields, in the forest and Rocky Inlet. I haven't really worried about the arch monsters because they drop the same but just a higher percent. So I've left them. Anyway, once we've written them down, we have to write down what their drops are. So we can drop the blue Piwis feather, which is 100%. All Piwis are 100%. But you come to something like demonic rose, like I said, is 46%. It might have a higher average price, but you might only drop that once every 2 times, whereas a Piwis you're guaranteed to drop it every time. So that's sort of what we have to think of, and also the time it takes to beat these monsters. Is it better to fight a Piwis because you're guaranteed the drop, or is it better to fight something that pays higher but you might have to fight them 2 times or something to get that one drop? So we've sort of done a little bit of math here to sort of estimate what we can earn. So it's going to be a little bit skewed because I'm level 82 at the moment, so it would take a little bit long for someone who's a lower level. But what I've tried to include is the fight, changing maps, looking at the mob, and the combat map could be changing all the time. You could be starting off close, you could be quite far apart. So I've sort of just estimated a little bit how long the fights will go for, so it won't be totally accurate, but I hope that it's somewhat accurate. So now what we'll do is we'll go to the Google Sheets and we'll have a look at how I've worked this all out, and I'll try and run through it with you and let you know what I've come up with. Okay, so now looking at our Google Sheet, I'll try to keep this as simple as I can. I've got listed all the items that we can drop from our monsters in Astrub. So the top item that pays the most is actually the boar snout, according to my calculations. So the boar snout drops 44% of the time. Looking at the market, the average price that it's selling for at the moment is 745 karmas. I estimate that it takes me about 45 seconds to fight a boar, finish the fight, and then fight the next one. So that's sort of where the calculations will change a little bit, person to person, depending how quick you can fight the monster and defeat it. And fights in 1 hour is just 3,600, which is 60 times 60, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, to give us 3,600, divided by how much time it takes us in seconds to fight the monster and beat it, and then find the next one. So I reckon I can fight 80 boars in an hour, and to work out the karmas made, all we do is times so I know I can do about 80 fights, times that by our drop rate. So out of those 80 fights, I'll drop a boar snout 44% of the time, and then times that by our average price, gives us 26,224. So you can see now that I've got all the drop rates and the average price for all the items that we know we can drop, and the time it takes us to drop them, how many fights we can do in an hour. So in an hour, I should be able to make pretty close to these numbers here. So while the boar's the best one, if you actually have a look, it goes down quite far to 14th on the list is when the next Astrub forest is. So it's very unlikely that you're going to find a boar by itself, and pretty unlikely that you're going to find one and then the next one by itself in 45 seconds. It makes it a little bit harder, and you can see in the forest here, right down the bottom, you've got a lot of items that aren't worth a huge amount of money, and it takes a while to get them. So that kind of becomes pointless. So this is where I sort of differ mine to Benjamin, is the karmas made in an hour. I think he did his based off 15 minutes, so it's a little bit different. So what I've done is just highlighted the areas. I know I could have done a VLOOKUP, but I was just too lazy to do that. So what I've done is all the Astrub, just added all the Astrub city ones together, then the rocky inlet, forest, fields and meadows. So by adding them all up, it sort of gives you a overall projected income. If you could beat all these Astrub city, you can see there all of them are within the top 12, you could possibly earn that much in an hour, 95,000 karmas. So in another video, what I'll do is I'll probably test out this theory and fight some and see if I can earn close to 95,000 in an hour. So with the Piwis, I reckon I could fight the Piwi and kill it in 25 seconds, finish the fight and then get into the next fight within 25 seconds. So that's moving pretty quick, and it will depend on the map. Some maps will be quicker than others, but I think on average about 25 seconds is about right. So would be targeting the red and blue first, red, blue, green really, and then purple and yellow, pink last. So between those three, you'd be looking at probably about 20,000. But combined, because Piwis are pretty unlikely to be just by themselves. So if you can beat 3 or 4 of them in that same amount of time, maybe not 25 seconds, but maybe if it takes you 45 seconds, but you've beaten 3 instead of 1, then your profit percentage goes up for your time. But we'll test that out anyway. So I reckon that's probably the easiest way to make karmas as a beginner in Dofus. So what I'll do now is I'll do a little bit of fighting, and I might do it for 15 minutes and see how that works out. Just quickly before I start, what I've done is, if I reckon I could make about 95,000 karmas in an hour by fighting the Piwis, if I divide that by 4, so 4 15-minute blocks equals an hour, we should be able to make about 23,940 karmas in that 15 minutes. So what I'll do now is I'll go through and I'll fight for 15 minutes, and I'll show you before what I have in karmas. I'll see if it pops up. I might hide my Chrome. Here we go. So if we look, I'll write this number down. We'll go to all 473,582. I'll write that down, and then what we'll do is we'll fight Piwis for 15 minutes, and hopefully we'll have an extra. Once I show my Chrome, or bring Chrome back up, should have an extra 23,940. So I'll fight for 15 minutes and I'll get back to you very soon. Okay, we're about to start. Here we go. 15 minutes underway. Let's go. I'll get rid of Chrome so you can see what I'm seeing. Here we go. Not a good map to start off with. I'll just do one fight and then I'll throw it over. Oh, we can do this. Gotta be as quick as we can for 15. Oh, that gives me 3 MP. Excellent. Gotta be as quick as we can to try and get through these fights and earn as much money as possible. Oh, that's not a good start either. Come closer, come closer. Excellent. Cool. That's one down. A million to go. See you in 15 minutes. Okay, so I've reached time here. I've waited a little bit, but I'm going to do this last fight here, and then we'll have a look at finally how much I've earned. Whoops. Did not mean to click on that. We'll just end our 10. So I just hope they will run towards us so we can get some good damage down. Kill them as quickly as we can. Okay, so I forgot to take the chrome watch off. Sorry about that. I just fought my last fight and you didn't even get to see it. So we'll stop that. So it went a little bit over time, so that's okay. We'll go back to Dofus and let's look at what we made. So we'll write this down. We got 493,681. So quick jump on the calculator. 493,681. Take our original mark, that was 473,582. We made 20,099 karmas in that time. And if we go back to Chrome, we'll take that off. We'll go back to Chrome. You can see that I said it was about 23,000. So I might be overestimating how quickly I can get in between the Piwis, 25 seconds. I should probably put that up to 30. If I put them up to 30, that might drop them. Oops. Yeah, it drops it down pretty close, about 19,000. So that's pretty accurate. So the easiest way to still make karmas in Astrub is to fight Piwis. So I made about 20,000 in 15 minutes, so if you times that by 4, so we should make about 80,000 in an hour of fighting Piwis. So if you're looking for an easy way to make karmas, and we can also crush these items and sell them once you become pay to play. But if you're looking for an easy way to make karmas, and thanks again to Benjamite for the idea, then yeah, go to Astrub, fight Piwis. I can make about 80,000 an hour. It's not massive, but it's better than nothing. Thanks for watching again, and be sure to subscribe if you've made it this far into the video so you can see more Dofus content. Thanks for watching.